Welcome to Malabar College of Engineering and Technology. Fourier transforms, integration and transforms, part 3. I am continuing the examples. I am taking an example. Represent f of x equal to x square in between 0 and 1 as a Fourier cosine integral. The other value x greater than 1, the value of f of x is 0 here. So we have to represent this function as a Fourier cosine integral. So we write the Fourier cosine integral of f of x, which is f of x equal to integral 0 to infinity a omega cos omega x d omega. This I am substituting equation number 1, where a omega, the parameter a omega 2 by pi to integral 0 to infinity f of v cos omega v dv, which is equal to 2 by pi integral 0 to 1, because the value here 0 to 1 exists, so 0 to 1. And it is x square here for f of x, or for f of v it is v square. I have to substitute f of v equal to v square cos omega v dv. Then I have to integrate these two functions. Next step, first function is v square, second step is cos omega v. We have to integrate with respect to v. So there are two functions, v square and cos omega v. So I am taking this one first function, this one second function. So 2 by pi equal to 2 by pi into first function into, which means v square into integral of cos is sine omega v, and we are integrating with respect to v here. So together with v there is omega here, so we have to divide by omega. So sine omega v divided by omega minus first function into integral of second minus. Next we have to differentiate v square, which is 2v. Next, the integral of sine is minus cos. So I am writing here minus cos omega v divided by, and omega will become omega square as we explained earlier. Then, so this one is derivative of first into integral of this is minus cos omega v divided by omega square plus, and we know it is first term is minus, then second term is minus, third term is plus. Alternate minus plus will come. So this is plus here, and this derivative of 2v is 2, and minus I am writing here, and integral of cos is sine omega v divided by, and omega square will become omega cube while integrating. Then closing the bracket, and the limit is from 0 to 1 here, 0 to 1. Applying the limit, upper limit 1 here, so I am writing 2 by pi again. And when we are substituting v is 1, so v square is also 1. So 1 into sine omega into 1 means sine omega v. And v is not there, v we have to delete. So let me delete. Sine omega v divided by omega minus the lower limit is 0 here. So I have to substitute in place of v 0. So which the complete term will come 0 multiply means which is 0 here. So this for this term I have applied upper limit 1 and lower limit 0. Then I have made this minus, and minus is positive here. So this is plus, and 2 I am writing here. Then I have to apply the value, upper limit is 1 here. So 1, 2 into 1 means 2. Cos omega into 1 is cos omega by omega square minus, and if I am applying the lower limit 0, 2 into 0 is 0 itself, so minus 0 will come. This complete term will come 0. So upper limit, when I am substituting, I will get like this. Lower limit, if I am substituting, I will get 0 here. This minus I am taking out here, and 2 I am writing here. Then bracket, I have to apply the upper limit here, v equal to 1. So it is sine omega into 1, which means sine omega by omega cube minus, and we know sine 0 is 0. So this is 0 here. So I will get only 3 terms here. First one is this one, second one is this one, third one is this one. This I am rewriting like this. This one is sine omega by omega. This one is 2 cos omega by omega square. Third one is minus 2 sine omega by omega cube. And this, if I am substituting in place of a omega, I will get f of x equal to 2 by pi. This 2 by pi is there. This 2 by pi is there for a omega. This 2 by pi is a constant that I am taking out 2 by pi into integral 0 to infinity, and I got f of v. I got this a omega here. A omega I have to substitute this value. So in the a omega I have 2 by pi. This 2 by pi I am taking out. Then I am writing a omega. This complete a omega I am writing here from here to here. So this term I am writing here to here. Then cos omega x d omega. This cos omega x d omega. This is what about the first question. Next question, I have to find the Fourier transform of f of x equal to 1 and 0 if mod x greater than 1. mod x less than 1 and equal to 0 otherwise. Also find the Fourier inverse transform. So first of all we have to write the Fourier transform of f. The Fourier transform of a function is given by f of omega equal to 1 by root 2 pi integral minus infinity to infinity f of x e raised to minus I omega x dx, which is equal to 1 by root 2 pi, and we have mod x less than 1. Mod x less than 1 means x is from minus 1 to 1. So minus 1 to 1 I have to apply, minus 1 to 1, and we are given the value 1 here, mod x equal to 1. We are given the value 1 here. So I have to write here 1 e raised to minus I omega x dx here. So I have to integrate this function e raised to I omega x here. So 1 by root 2 pi is a constant, take it out, and I have to integrate e raised to I omega x minus I omega x here, which is e raised to minus I omega x divided by together with x there is minus I omega. So I have to divide by minus I omega, and the limit is from I minus 1 to 1. So this one is again 1 by root 2 pi. Omega I am taking out. I have to substitute for the value x here. X is for upper limit is 1 here. So e raised to minus I omega into 1, which is e raised to minus I omega minus. And if I am substituting minus 1 here, minus into minus, it is positive here. So it will come e raised to I omega only. E raised to I omega divided by minus I will come. Minus I. This omega is taken out. So this one is again 1 by root 2 pi. I am substituting a 2 here. Why I am substituting 2 here? There is a formula sin x equal to e raised to ix minus e raised to minus ix divided by 2i, which is sin x. So if there is a 2 here, and I am taking the upside, this one opposite, so that the positive term will come first. This positive term will come first, and the negative term, this negative term will come second. So there is a minus here, so I have to write a minus there, minus e raised to minus omega by 2i. I am adding a 2 here and here, so that I can apply this formula here. So which is 1 by root 2 pi, 2 by omega into this one is sin x. In place of x here we have omega, so it is sin omega here. So which is equal to 1 by root 2 pi. 2 we can write root 2 into root 2. 1 root 2 is cancelled here. So and sin omega by omega. So what is remaining here? Root 2 by pi. Root 2 by pi sin omega by omega. So the inverse Fourier transform of f of omega is this formula we have to take again. F of x equal to 1 by root 2 pi integral minus infinity to infinity f of omega e raised to I omega s d omega. And here f of omega we obtained here, f of omega, which is root 2 by pi sin omega by omega e raised to I omega x d omega. So this I am substituting here and cancelling root 2 and root pi into root pi, which is pi. The remaining will come 1 by pi integral minus infinity to infinity sin omega by omega e raised to I omega x d omega. Next question I have to take using Fourier integral to show that cos omega x plus omega sin x omega by 1 plus omega square d omega equal to 0 if x less than 0, pi by 2 for x equal to 0, pi e raised to minus x if x greater than 0. For this question there is not given f of x, so we have to define an f of x first, and the pi I am not taking here, I am taking only e raised to minus x. So f of x equal to e raised to minus x for x greater than 0 and equal to 0 if x less than 0, and we will get here this middle value. There we can assume that there is a point of discontinuity. In this type of question we will see point of discontinuity always. So I am writing the Fourier integral of f of x. The formula I am taking this one here, f of x equal to 1 by pi w equal to omega equal to 0 to infinity, v equal to minus integral minus infinity to infinity f of v cos omega into v minus x dv d omega. And I am substituting for f of v. Next term I am substituting f of v. And here omega equal to 0 to infinity, and here the value exists only for x greater than 0. X greater than 0 means 0 to infinity, so v is from 0 to infinity. In place of e raised to minus v minus x, I am writing e raised to minus v here because our f of v is f of x is e raised to minus x here, so f of v is e raised to minus v. So I am substituting e raised to minus v, this cos omega into v minus x dv d omega. So I have to integrate with respect to v first, and there is a v here, there is a v here, and we have to use this formula for this. E raised to integral e raised to ax cos bx dx equal to e raised to ax by a square plus b square into a cos bx plus b sin bx. In place of a we have a and b. E raised to ax, in place of a we have minus 1 here. In place of a, e raised to ax means e raised to ax here. So e raised to minus v means in place of a here we have minus 1 here. And in place of b, in place of v, what we have here in place of v? Bx we will get omega into v minus x bx. In place of v we have omega into v minus x. Okay. Then I am applying the formula here. E raised to ax by a square plus b square means in place of b we have omega here. So e raised to ax means e raised to minus v divided by a square means minus 1 whole square which is 1 plus b is here omega, so plus omega square into a cos bx. A is minus 1, a cos b is omega, x in place of x we have b minus x, so I have tried b minus x here, plus b is omega, so b sin bx means b into omega into sin omega into v minus x. The integral is from 0 to infinity here, and I have to apply the limit here first, then I have to integrate again. There are double integrals. First integral is over here. The first, if I am substituting infinity here, e raised to minus infinity is completely 0. So e raised to minus infinity into complete this term will become 0 here. So 0 minus lower limit is here 0. So if I am substituting e raised to 0, it is 1. 1 plus omega square, in place of v we have to substitute 1 plus omega square is as it is, minus cos omega into 0 minus x will come, omega into sin omega into 0 minus x d omega, which is equal to 1 by pi integral the omega equal to 0 to infinity, integral omega equal to 0 to infinity. This minus of minus is positive. This minus of minus is positive here. And we know that sin minus theta, cos minus theta is cos theta, cos minus theta is cos theta, sin minus theta is minus sin theta. So this term is negative here. But I have to multiply negative into negative here, and this term is negative here. So negative into negative is positive here. So negative into here it is negative, negative into negative it is also positive here. So I will get 1 by 1 plus omega square cos omega x plus w or omega cos omega x d omega. So implies if I am taking this integral value here, this 1 by pi, I have to move to the left side with f of x, so it will come pi into f of x, pi into f of x. So this integral value is from here to here. If I am writing from here to here, equal to this 1 by pi, if I am moving to the left side, it is pi into f of x, and f of x we have taken e raised to minus x, so it will come e raised to minus x for x greater than 0. So we got the value integral 0 to infinity 1 by 1 plus omega square etc. equal to pi into f of x, which is pi e raised to minus x, and our f of x is one value is e raised to minus x, one value is 0, and the point comes clash point comes here 0 here. So at x equal to 0, what happens, we have to check. Here we see that for x equal to 0 is a point of discontinuity. What is the reason for point of discontinuity? If you are substituting 0 here, for x it is 0, e raised to 0, the value is 1. But if you are substituting here x equal to 0, it is 0 here. So one value is 1, one value is 0, which means these two values are different, which means there is a point of discontinuity. How we identify there is a point of discontinuity? If the points are different, we say it is point of discontinuity. If the points are same, we say there is a point of continuity. So one value if we are substituting, we will get pi into e raised to 0, which is pi here. The upper value is pi here, and pi into this second value is 0 here. So second value will come f of 0 equal to 0. So we have to take the average here. So pi not equal to 0 means the point of discontinuity here. So This I have explained here already, so no need to explain again. So what we have to take here, we have to take the average of these three values. Pi and 0 we have, pi plus 0 divided by 2 will come, so 1 by 2 into pi plus 0, so which is pi by 2 here. At x equal to 0 we have pi by 2 here. So we will get three values. One is pi e raised to minus x for x greater than 0. The second value pi by 2. The third value already here 0, it is 0 here for x less than 0. This is what about the third part of my class. Thank you for watching.